Aloha, Richard Albertson here. This is ICS211, and this is the first video, the introductory video to second summer session 2003. And so let me share my screen. And so you should log into Laulima. And when you log into Laulima, it'll look something like this. You should see your course up here, our course 211-701. If you don't, click over here where it says view all sites, and you should find it there and just hit the star. If you don't find it there, then email me. So if we click on the course, this is the syllabus here, and it's pretty much laid out here. This is the textbook, and we'll look at the textbook in a moment. This is on this is each day, the calendar here. It's one for each day, and there are generally 30 class sessions in a 15 or 16 semester course. It's usually 15 weeks, 2 classes a week. That's 30. And it turns out that there are 30 days in each summer session. So I just made it day by day. Now, this looks like it's kind of jammed up. There are recommended due dates. These are just recommended. For all of the activities that you do, for all of the assessments that you do in the textbook. Okay, so we'll go over that. This is a 4-credit class. There's a lab, and there's a TA, Kai Ying, and he's very nice guy, very polite. The lab assignments are here. I've just posted 2, but there are going to be 8 of them, and you can kind of see what they are if we go back to the overview and we look over here, and we see that when certain labs are due. Here's the first one that's due. The second one that's due is here. And turns out that all these labs, you start by doing something in zyBooks, in the zyBooks textbook, and then you will implement that program using Visual Studio Code. So really what the lab is about is it's getting used to writing code in Visual Studio Code. Because when you go out in the real world, you'll probably be using Visual Studio Code. You'll be using Visual Studio Code here, if you finish up here at Manoa also. Not exclusively Visual Studio Code, but you'll be using it a lot. So it's very important that everybody go in and fill out this weekly verification, this participation verification. I'm only going to look at this the first week. This is just because I have to mark you if there's sometimes when people sign up and then they change their mind and so they don't show up. It has to do with awarding. There's certain numerical criteria for certain things that the federal government gives us, and now they want us to verify actual participation and not just people signing up for classes and not taking it. Down here, the grade book has all of the assignments, and that this will be updated. These are the labs, and then these are the additional labs that are graded by the grader. These are hand graded by the grader. So you need to hand these in close to the time that they're due. Okay. So the TA only has to look at things once. You start to grade something, you decide what you're going to give points for, you decide what you're going to take off, and then you go grade them. And then if you have to come back and grade some assignment 3 weeks later, you can't remember what your criteria was or anything. All the rest of these though are auto graded. All these are auto graded in the textbook, so you can do those if you need more time to do these. But it's not the end of the session. You don't need to ask for more time. The very end, the last day of class, I'm going to download everybody's work, and so as long as you get the auto graded stuff done before the last day of class, you will get full credit for it. Okay, no penalty or anything like that. Now it's go to the resources folder. It's way down at the bottom here. The resources folder has first semester's video playlist, first session's video playlist right here. And it also has last year's video playlist from this course that I taught last summer session. Especially go to the video playlist for the first session, because the introduction right here is only 20 minutes. It tells you a lot more about the introduction of the class. So I'm sort of relying on this. One of the main reasons I'm having this introductory video is because I did add this videos for challenge activities and labs here in the resources folder. This is very important. You click on this, and it has all the videos where to start. You see, it's got the time thing here. So if you are, for instance, doing one of these assignments and you come up to this, these are all assessments. Okay, these are all things you have to do, and you get points for them, and you got to get them right to get all the points. So when you come to these assessments, and if you're getting stuck, then there's a video here that's a for short video, and it's a recording I made a long time ago, or not, either first session or last semester, or last year, or I do use the same textbook, but teaching Python at KCC. So a lot of the challenge activities, the so-called challenge activities, are the same. So I have solutions to some of the solutions that you'll see in these videos are actually solutions to the Python version, and there's no difference. Oftentimes, because you're just going through some sort of puzzle exercise, there are some coding things, and you have an opportunity here to perhaps see a little bit of the difference between Python and Java, which is what this course is. Okay, so let's real quick go to, so pay attention to that. Let's quick go to the textbook, and just to show you real quick, but make sure you watch that video, the first video of the first session. If we go to the textbook, it'll say that you have either to say you'll have to pay, or it says that you let's see, some of you have already, let's see, let me go to this URL. Some other browser. And so the first time you go, it may look like this. I'm not logged into anything, I don't think. Oh, I am. Looks like I'm going to log on. So the first time you come in, you'll have to sign in. Or first time you come, you'll either have to create an account, or you get to the textbook that looks like this, except for you only get to see chapter 1. Okay, so then you have to pay $77 or however much it is, pay $77, and then you get access to the rest of the textbook. Now what I've done here is I've included, some of you took ICS211 first session, and so you used the same textbook, basically, I believe, and you had to actually do all these these were complete chapters for you. In this semester, most of them are optional. I've only made the important ones, which I want to reinforce. You're going to do those over again. Okay, so a lot of these array things are optional, but some of the important parts are not optional. So if you haven't, so these are the labs, for example. Labs, you actually have to type in code, and it is and it's auto graded, and you can submit as many times as it takes for you to get all the points, if you want to get all the points. Also, there are these things called challenge activities, which look like this, and like this, and sometimes you have to type in code. Sometimes you just have to do some sort of puzzle type thing or whatever. But that most of the assessments are here, and all of the labs, the programs you have to write for the labs that the TA is going to grade, those are all here. So you start out and you do them here, and then you make sure you get them correct, and this thing helps you get them correct. And then you take what you did here and you just get it to run in Visual Studio Code. And that's just a matter, I mean, after you do the first one and you see the process of you have to install Visual Studio Code on your machine, and you know, just, and then you make a really short video of just less than a minute video showing the TA that you got your program running on Visual Studio Code, and just show it running, and only the TA is going to look at it, no one else is going to look at it. And so that's how you hand in the assignments. That's how you're going to do the lab assignments. All right, so so again, if you have any questions, you can text me. Texting me is the best way to get a hold of me. Tell me who you are the first time you text me. So I get a lot of junk text messages, but so just say who you are. And then again, you know, these deadlines are just recommended, except for the labs that you have to hand in to the grader. It's the TA. The TA needs to grade those manually, so you should pay close attention to the assignment due dates for those. You can do the assignments. I'll remind the TA of this. You can do your assignments, your lab assignments, before your program works. You can do your lab assignments when your program partially works. Just have to show that that's where you are. It's you wrote that. You wrote that code. And this is and you may have all of these things are like, you do one step, get it running, do another step, get it running, do third step, get it running. The first one's always real easy to get running. And it could be that's all the farther you get, but then you have to do the lab for the TA. And so you take what you got running, you demonstrate it in a video and hand that in. And so that part is good. It's just that getting the program running is not good. But then you see you have the grading, the correctness of the program is going to be graded in Zybooks here. So, you know, you can get that running later. And so then you can get all the points for the lab for getting the program to work correctly. And then the points that you're supposed to demonstrate to the TA that you wrote what you wrote, and you know how it works, and you can show it to somebody else. All right, so that should get you started. If you have any other questions, this is a shorter video. Make sure you go to the resources folder and watch at least the first video of the first sessions, the first video in that playlist. And there'll be a new playlist for this session, and this is going to be the first video of the playlist. And I'm going to spend time, the videos I make this semester are going to be filling in the gaps on that spreadsheet. You notice that spreadsheet, there's some chapters, some blank areas, and I'll help you out a little bit more with those. And so anyway, let me know if you have any issues. Thanks for watching.